This guy has a car accident but acts like if nothing happened. Toughness. Trust me, it hurt. I just couldn't leave you guys without a video. How many times does he say interesting? Too effing many. Interesting. Jaime, pay the rent sometime so you won't have to move into a new studio every few months. I'll take your advice. That's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocket Now, and this is the Pocketnow Daily Recap for last week. Last Monday was about the OnePlus 2. There wasn't an announcement yet, and I was asking you if you were waiting for this phone or for another one, as we had some sales dates and other details. We had 367 comments. One of them starts with OnePlus 2, yet another overhyped phone. I don't agree, and I'm sure a lot of people don't either. I only care about 3 devices this year: the OnePlus 2, the new Nexus, and the new iPhone. That's a big disparity, but your choice. OnePlus 2 is definitely a killer mid-range phone, but I think it's worth the wait for the Nexus 2015 and the Moto X. And yeah, even though the OnePlus 2 is a cool phone, I have to agree with you there. The Moto X particularly is a cool phone indeed. Then everything was announced on Tuesday. The OnePlus 2 in addition to the new Moto X Style, the Moto G, etc. And I asked you, you had to pick OnePlus 2 or Moto X. There's a $20 price difference here. Which one would you pick? We had a crazy 1,075 comments. Thanks a lot, guys. We start with Moto X for sure. SD card, Moto Maker, and NFC winner. Yes, if you pay for the extras to get all that. Pseudo USB Type-C on the OnePlus 2, that's only USB 2.0 and no NFC, no micro SD, no quick charge. With a convoluted invite system too. Moto X Style wins, no contest. Yeah, I agree. Moto X all day and daily. WTF would I do with a 1080p 5.5-inch screen with no expandable storage, whereas I could get a bigger and better screen with the sweet SD card slot? OnePlus is being blown out of the water. It is, but again, so long as you pay for the additions, which would require Moto Maker. Remember, the basic Moto X doesn't bring these things, and the OnePlus 2, well, doesn't either. Wednesday was about the Moto 360. It wasn't announced at the event, but it showed up at the FCC, so I asked you, what would you change for this future Moto 360? 509 comments. We start with one word: battery life and flat tire. Enough said. Yeah, true, battery life in particular, but there are other things that could improve. Please, Motorola, let us have an always-on screen. If not, please, Huawei, let us have an always-on screen. If both companies neglect to include this feature, I'll be sticking to LG, and I've been seriously considering the same thing for exactly the same reason. Thinner, lighter, better display, and make it iOS compatible. Kill the Apple Watch hashtag. And I wouldn't make it thinner or lighter. That's one of the things I like the most about the Moto 360, but iOS compatibility would be awesome indeed. And then if you remember, I had a car accident on Thursday, so we had to skip that daily and go to Friday. And I asked you, what do you think about rotating bezels? Is that a good idea, as Samsung is preparing everyone for that with its Gear A? We have 453 comments. Just need to get rid of those stupid Google cards for their watch. They're ugly, and remember, this would run Tizen, so the cards would not be there. And yes, I would love it if Android Wear had a better UI indeed as well. Rotating bezel is not a good idea. After a while of using it, it'll feel like if your fingers are about to fall off, and yeah, it'll depend on the bezel, true, but yeah, you do have a point. It would be cumbersome indeed. Jesus Christ, Samsung, stop with your gimmicks, please. Just copy the effing digital crown from Apple, like you always end up doing, and push out a software update in 3 months' time that won't make it to the watch because another 25 were already being released. I would not like for the digital crown to make it, and I hope that this rotating bezel doesn't do that because it is not really necessary for the Apple Watch. It's cool, it's just, again, it is a gimmick indeed. I feel that Samsung could come up with something cool, but again, it'll depend on the UI, and it'll depend on this watch working on other devices that are not just Samsung, because I feel that that is the biggest issue with Gear devices. That's it for the Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, or on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.